Hey, party people, and welcome to this episode of But Are You Weird? A podcast dedicated to spending time talking with some creative, captivating, and downright cool people, diving into their world and ultimately asking, but are you weird? I'm Amanda, your host and resident weirdo, and I am so happy you're here with us. And our guest on this episode is Kristin.
Hello.
Yay. Hi, Kristin.
Hi, Amanda.
I've joked with you, I think 2 times now, that you're restoring balance in the podcast world because you're representing which type of Kristin?
IN.
IN.
Double I's.
Oh, double I's. That's the only double.
It helped that I have 4
Kristin.
I's classes.
Because, yeah. Wow. So you're like 6-eyed. You're like a fly.
Spider.
Do spiders have 6 eyes?
I was going to ask you that same question.
I know they have 8 legs.
Do flies have more eyes than spiders?
I think they do. When I think of a fly's eye, I think of a golf ball.
Oh, interesting. I think of a microphone, like the texture.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Look in front of you.
Yeah. The texture. Okay. I just went cross-eyed. Kristin.
Amanda.
Can you introduce yourself to our listeners? Who
Sure.
are you?
I'm me. I'm Kristin, resident weirdo, longtime pal of Amanda. We go back to what? 1993.
Oh my gosh, probably.
Well, we were born in 86. So
I'm Kristin and I was born in 1986.
welcome to my world tour, 1989. How many Taylor references can you
I was going to say this.
in?
If you are playing for some reason a drinking game where you take a drink of water, every time you hear us make a Taylor reference, you will be very hydrated.
Absolutely.
Okay. So anyway, we're 1986ers and yeah, we've known each other since
Elementary school?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did we actually meet? Do we have an origin story?
I don't know if we have an origin story. I remember you being in an English class and you borrowed my red Abercrombie zip up. And I think you sat in front of me. And I remember I associate apples with you during that time period. I think you've always been an apple. And then, long time. And then, I don't know. You just are a part of me. The universe is like, they're together. They're in the same orbit.
Yeah. I don't remember the first time we met.
I don't either.
My brain, I'm like doing that thing where you look like up into whatever side means you're not lying.
Or are you?
Yeah. I do remember a birthday party that I went to. I think it was one of the first sleepovers I probably ever went to.
Mm-hmm.
And do you remember what I remember?
Autograph books. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. You had these really, really cool autograph books.
Yeah. Shout out my dad for working up Barnes & Noble and having cool stuff.
Yeah. What did we actually do in those books?
I think, do I remember correctly that we had to like trace things? Did we trace like our little hands or our little feet or like fill in? I think you had to sign, like attest to you liking something or whatever was on the page.
Yeah, whatever was on the page. It was like a prompt. And then you got the autograph of that person.
Yeah. And you gave me, I remember the birthday present you gave me. You gave me No Doubt.
Wow.
On cassette. That is how old we are. Tragic Kingdom.
Wow. I think that would have been 6th or 7th grade.
Yeah. And then we played it. My mom had a sick stereo system with like typical 90s. It was silver. And then it was encased in like glass doors that like I can hear the sound. You know, you press the little corners and they open. And we played it on that. And she cranked it. She was
Don't speak.
Yeah.
I'm just a girl in spider webs.
Yep.
Sorry, I'm not home right now. I'm walking. She's controversial these days.
Sure is.
Man, all of our idols.
Oh, Gwen.
She was great though, right?
Yeah.
She was like kind of girl power. Yeah. She was was that a rock group or was it a pop group?
I would say punk.
Oh, duh. Yeah. Duh. Let's just do that for the next 40 minutes. Yeah, she's I'm glad I got you that on cassette.
Thank you. I do. I'm 99% sure I still have that. Actually, I'm 100% sure I still have that. And I can think of the bag that it's in downstairs.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Your brain works just like mine. Do you want me to sign it? We can like full circle it with the autograph thing.
Yeah. Yeah. But sign it as you, not as Gwen.
Oh, okay. No problem. Hey, I think you were introducing yourself.
And then I went on a tangent. I think that's enough of an introduction. Sentimental, fairly good memory, loves Taylor, has multiple longtime friends from elementary school.
You do. You really do. I feel like most of the friends that I can think of that you are, oh my God, obviously, just like what you said, longtime friends.
Yeah.
But like really well-established friendships.
Yeah.
Like you picked your people.
I did.
Quickly.
I did. I read an article recently that was talking about how brains, like, why do you become friends with certain people? And it just was like, your brains are the same and your brains found each other. Like
That's
why you click.
That's the tribe. That's neurodivergent tribe. Are you neurodivergent?
Probably.
Like I'm interrogating you.
Yeah.
Are you
I think I am.
Answer yes, no.
I think I am. And I think I've only realized that probably from your outward displays. Sounds terrible.
Because you're so weird. I've noticed that I too am weird.
No, but you're publicly talking about it. And is idiosyncrasies, is that a negative connotation? Or I think
not to me
would be like maybe like the.
I think any polysyllabic word cannot have a negative connotation because it just means you're smart.
That just makes me think of a NoFX song. Polysyllabic girl. You'll have to play it later.
So many tangents. This is going to be so fun to edit.
It's going to be like poor Robin's episode was 2 hours. So sorry.
Get ready for it. The 5-part episode of Let's Meet Kristin.
Yes. Just
one for almost each of her eyes.
I love that about you. You can circle back. Like that was so awesomely. That was a good.
I love a circle back. I love a callback joke.
You're really good at that.
Brings me joy. Thank you. If you could see my smile, which you won't see because I won't turn my video on.
Let me see your face.
It's such a big smile.
I can see your picture. You're smiling in your picture.
Yeah, but I am.
I can hear you. That's like not a fake smile, but that's your like. Yeah, shout out you.
Yeah, you've had lifers, which is
what's up, dude?
Hope you're listening.
Are we allowed to say their last names? I feel, am I doxing people? Wait, wouldn't it be funny if I said all their names and you just like censored?
Okay. Note to self, censor any mention of names. That would actually be really great. That fits the vibe of the show.
I like that.
Yeah. And you're a mom.
I'm a mom. I kind of forget that in the sense of just like, haven't you always been here? Like
as in your kid has always been here? Okay. Yeah. Or like, I was like, has she always felt motherly? Is that what she's saying?
Ooh, probably. Eldest daughter problems.
That's a Taylor reference for those keeping track. Also, when I think about having long sustaining friendships and relationships, there's a lot of unconditional care that goes into those because they're not always like smooth. There's bumps in those. And so when I think about moms, right, like moms unconditionally love their babies.
Absolutely. I think about there was this quote that I saw on Instagram. I don't know. Maybe it was Instagram somewhere. It was like the hashtag grief Instagram. And for those who don't know, my mom died 13 years ago. Next month, it'll be 13 years, which is such a long time. But one of the quotes was talking about how when you lose a mom or a parent, you realize you'll never be unconditionally loved in that same way again, because even though you marry someone, shout out Sean, they're not necessarily obligated to love you unconditionally in the way that good parents, do. And I read that and was like, oh, wow, what a profound thing to say. And like, damn, what a loss for me.
Yeah. 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 Even if I try to think of like right now, like the comforting things that I would say to that, but it actually doesn't matter because it's accurate like that. Sorry, but like that's the reality of it.
It's okay.
And now let me go with my comforting things. Like you have so many long-standing relationships that have so much unconditional love built into it. I mean, it will never replace a mother's love. And you have a ton of people that love you immensely.
Yeah. Which is really lucky for me. Lifers. Yeah. I think of you and as like legitimate sisters, you know, like the kinds of friends or like even sisters that can like, you can go a period of time without necessarily like talking every day or like every week, or whatever, but like you're like back in, and it doesn't have to be like, hey, Kristin here. How you doing there, Amanda? It's just like, let me send you this funny meme. Or just
yeah.
funny
There's
picture.
no formality when the text starts and we haven't talked for a while.
Yeah.
It's not like, hey, how you doing? Or like, good morning. It's like, oh my gosh, this thing made me think of you.
Yeah. Or also like, I need to call you because only you were going to understand this, or only you were going to relate to it in this way. Or like, I need to go for a drive and I'm calling Sarah because Sarah is going to bring me the Zen.
And so, yeah, maybe we found our sisterhood.
Good.
I'm also thinking of Dana, hopefully listening and saying, sister.
Yes. I love that. Oh, she would. She'd absolutely love that. If anyone who's listening doesn't know, our friend Dana is in Hocus Pocus 2, like probably credited, maybe as an extra somewhere.
I wonder if she got a certificate. You know, I should have asked her something, you know, like thank you for being an extra.
Thank you for being a friend. Speak Golden Girls. Oh, I can't. I
haven't seen her in ages.
I saw her a couple months ago. She is an incredible painter, and she had an art show in Northampton for a while. And she did instead of having like a opening party, she had a closing party, which is pretty cool. So she came. She lives on an island. I like to keep it mysterious. She lives on an island in Massachusetts.
It's going to be extra mysterious because her name will get censored.
I know.
You're so impressed with my callbacks.
Yep, I am. I love it.
All right. So tangents. So you're a lifer for a friend. You are the mom of a sea dog.
Learning to swim.
And
I'm a former reporter, newspaper editor, photographer. So I thought of my tagline before I even knew you had a Google form that you needed to fill out. And it's this: talks to the moon, loves light, collects facts.
Ooh, talks to the moon, loves light, collects facts.
So if you know, right?
Yeah.
Moon mama.
Yeah.
Light photography, captures light, collects facts.
Yep.
Former reporter, love a good rabbit hole.
Love that.
Love a good rabbit hole. Really good at hyper focusing on something, which I think looking back, I'm like, well, that tracks that you were a reporter. Research really specific topics.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. You played into your neurodivergent strengths.
Unintentionally.
We should get back to that neurodivergent thing. I mean, obviously everyone's neurodiverse. Everyone has a different brain.
I don't have an official diagnosis, but I think if anything, I probably have ADHD, which has only become clear to me in motherhood, parenthood, taking on a lot more tasks for a small human who just by being a small human, you know, there's a lot of tasks for them.
Because I'm teaching the mental health content right now. A lot of the mental health diagnoses in the DSM-5 essentially have some sort of language that says like these diagnoses become present when the demands exceed the capacities. Yep. Like social related diagnoses become evident when when kids have to level up their social skills. And it's like, oh, now we realize there's actually a deficit here. And so when I think about motherhood, it's like, yeah, you went your whole life with these adaptive skills that allowed you to attend to the things you needed to attend to. And now you add in a sea dog.
Yeah.
And it's like, wow, those skills that I had were great for what I was doing at the time, but now these demands are much higher. And so my brain has to work in a different way, or like, how is your brain working with the demands that are being placed on you as a mom?
I think my brain is overwhelmed, but 5 years in, it is less overwhelmed. Like there's so much decision fatigue, I think, in early parenthood. You learn about all these different things, and then you have all these different decisions to make. And then you also are just putting them before yourself. And so I'd like looking around like my house, like laundry and dishes are the first thing that like off the list. Like house looks like a war zone because there's just clean laundry. There's piles of clean laundry. Like the laundry's being cleaned, the clothes are cleaned. They're just staying in the baskets because I just don't have the capacity. My husband and I don't have the capacity at the end of the day. And yeah, you just a lot of things that you sort of sacrifice, willingly for your tiny human because you love them and you want to like pour into them. But yeah, just a lot like.
Correct me if I'm wrong. It's also a bit miserable in that, like, for me, I think about doing what I was able to do and then having kids and realizing like, oh my gosh, there's so much to do now, and feeling like, how come I can't do these things the same way I used to be able to do them? Like that is the miserable. Like I, as an individual, feel, I don't know, incapable, insufficient, like all of those really negative words. And it's like, why can't I suddenly do these things? It's so important to me. Why can't I do them anymore though?
I think a lot of it, probably social media plays into that too, of like, well, I see a lot of, like a trend of people doing like closing hours in their kitchen of like, they spend the night like cleaning up the dishes and whatnot. And I'm like, I can't, I'm not doing that. Also it's loud. Our house is fairly small. So like with a lot of like clinking, I'm trying to be quiet. So a lot of like just realizing that not everybody, or like everybody's also sort of at max capacity, and their kitchens are messy. They also have clean laundry and piles, and like sort of talking to people about that and realizing like, oh, everybody else is kind of like this too. Or like maybe the people who aren't have a different work life setup or a different family setup than I do. And we can't do everything. And that's okay, because I'd rather spend the time like playing on the floor, playing a game than, like the phrase that's like, when I'm 80, I'm not going to look back and be like, yeah, I kept my house real clean. I'm going to be like, I played with my kid as much as I could,
Yeah. Yeah. If you could see me, I'm like playing with my hands because that makes me really anxious. Like, I think I would be happy if I was 80 and I said I kept my house clean. And I could play with my kids.
Yes. I'm not saying that like one or the other, or like, if you can do that, kudos to you. I am impressed.
Yeah. I just know where my anxieties come from. And yeah, like I have been able to, well, first of all, first thing that you said was like every family, every situation is completely unique. And so when we see people doing their closing hours or whatever, like we don't know what their life setup is like, like their work-life balance, like you were saying, or how much external support they have, or what their home life was like, how they grew up, or how present they've been to. We don't know any of that.
Parenthood is overwhelming.
And I also think neurodivergent side of things, like parenting while being neurodivergent, whether or not, again, you have the diagnosis, but like parenting in the way that your brain works, like it impacts the way that you parent. And like that can be a lot to carry too. Cause I think about even me, like the things that I get anxious about, like I don't want my kids to get anxious about the things that I get anxious about, but like that's part of who I am. So how do I let them know, like, this is just mommy's stuff, but you can do this a different way. So like I'll often say like, mama would really like it if this was put here, but you're going to make a really good decision about where it goes.
Yeah.
Like, because I don't want my kids to learn some of the habits that I have.
Sure. And I think being aware of your own habits is breaking generational trauma, or, breaking, the mold or whatever you want to call it. Then also like acting on that, being like, you know what, I'm aware of this and I'm going to make steps to change it is really impactful and shows how great of a parent you are.
Oh, thanks.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah. I was thinking the other day, Sea Dog had asked me to do something in a different room. And I was like, okay. And then on the way into that room, he calls the skeletons that we have in our house for Halloween. Out of context, it would be weird. Skeletons in our house. He calls them Mr. Bones. And so
I just got it now.
Mr. Bones was hanging in our window and he needed to be adjusted. And so I was on the way to do the thing for Sea Dog, but then I stopped because I saw Mr. Bones and went to adjust him. And Sea Dog was like, Mom, you don't have to do that right now. And I was like, yep. Mm-hmm. Yes, you are right. I do not have to adjust. I don't have to tweak Mr. Bones right now. I can come play with you.
Yeah, those little tiny moments where you deviate from what you would normally do are wonderful. And now my OT brain, literally, I was just teaching stuff like this. But like, it's so easy to walk the same path you've always walked. I give the analogy to the students of taking a walk in the woods. Like when you take a walk in the woods, you don't walk a path that hasn't been forged yet, or you take the path that's always been walked. It's clear. It's right there. There's no brush on it. Why would you take anything else? And so when that path always leads you to something negative, though, like at some point you have to start to take a new path, but it's going to be so easy to take the path that's always been walked. And so your analogy or thinking of it with Mr. Bones is like the fixing Mr. Bones is at the end of this path here. Like, it's just so easy to do it. I'll just do it right now. And like Sea Dog is encouraging you to like, can you just take a couple of steps in a new direction? And like, you can come back to that old path. It'll still be there, but like you can forge new paths that take you to new places where maybe bigger, better, brighter things are.
Yeah.
But it's hard. Basically what I'm trying to say is it's really hard, but those little steps that you take are actually really big steps.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, do you want me to tell you why you were invited to be on the show?
Yes.
Okay. So
drum roll, please.
Everyone now knows. Yeah. Oh, that was actually pretty good. I have talked about this short list of like people, which now makes me feel so uncomfortable because at some point I'm going to run out of those names. Yes. Who are the people who are weird with me? But you were on the list.
Nice.
And so I wanted you to be on the podcast. One, because you are a really good interviewer.
Oh, thank you.
You're a journalist. You ask great questions. And I thought, what if the tables were turned and I got to ask her questions? Because I feel like when we're together, you do ask a lot of really great questions, but I always feel like, oh my God, should I have asked her something? Like, I want to know more about her. So, hey, podcast. Also, you have a really wonderful, interesting, like set of values and your perspective on things, which certainly parallels mine, but it's also slightly different in like, well, first of all, I think you're more wholesome. I am. And I don't know, it's just the way that you see the world and the way that I see you seeing the world. And especially thinking about, of course, things that have happened in your life, the loss of your mother, like that to you, the loss of your mother and you wrote about it. And I've said this before, had such a profound, I'm going to start crying, had such a profound impact on me because I thought, gosh, I was 26, I think.
In 2012, we were 26.
Yeah. And I remember thinking, you have relationships by the time you're 26 and you think you know what love is. And I remember your writing about your mom and seeing the relationship you had with your mom. I was like, no, that is love,
baby.
That is actually what I'm going for. And then it broke my heart to think that your mom wouldn't be with you.
I know.
And so like, that was so devastating and also like so powerful for me because I just thought, yes, like this is what we're going for. And so and of course, your mother had her history of illness. And I think about how you still have this beautiful perspective and outlook on life, even though life, you could have gone a totally different way in the entirety of your life, not just when you were 26, right? And so the fact that, I don't know, I think what I really, sorry, this is one of the longest, I think, reasons why someone's on the show. I really respect and hold people who have been through tough stuff in high regard. You're also like a champion for your friends. Like, you're like if like Sarah were to be upset with someone, like you'd be like a little dog that came out from like between her legs and just started attacking the other person.
That's really funny.
But like innocent looking little dog, but just vicious.
Oh my God. Did you just call me vicious?
I did.
You're
but in a supportive
person,
way.
But also you're vicious. That's really funny.
Like, no, you defend your friends is what it is, because they're lifers.
They're lifers.
And I think we all want a Kristin in our lives who has our back.
So nice.
Yeah. So you're great.
Thank you. Thanks. I remember.
Oh my gosh.
I remember you writing to me. I remember writing a post about when my mom died. I remember you writing really profound, lovely things about me and Mom. And then we did that Book It 5K where we did Kathy Doesn't Quit.
That's right.
Which is a really good mantra that I came up with. She was still alive at the time. So for those who don't know, my mom was a 23-year breast cancer survivor. She was in and out of remission. It's October, which is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So you should go get your tatas checked. If you have a family history, you don't have to wait until 40 to get a mammogram. You can go get those ladies, those girls scanned. But she was in and out of remission, for my entire life. And she has 3 siblings, and my Uncle Bill is a cyclist, and we decided that we would go cycling together. And we decided before it was reconstructed to bike up the notch, which wouldn't do that. Wouldn't do that today. That's dangerous. Also, I think like, why don't you take your niece up there? And it was such a high, like steep hill. And I was like, oh, I can't do that. And I know my limits, and I know that I will like give up easy. So I was like, no. And I was thinking of my mom, who would have loved to have been outside and been active. But that day she was inside, and, she had chemo that day. So she was really tired. And, I was just thinking like, I'm going to give up. I'm not going to give up. Kathy doesn't quit. My mom doesn't quit. Like, she's been in and out of remission forever. Like, she technically should have died a lot before, earlier than 61. Her doctors were amazed that she had lived so long. And I really do think it was her positive outlook on life that really helped. And so I was going up this hill.
And we'll put a pause on that right there. Thanks, Kristin, for sharing your story so far. And tune in next time to hear more about KDQ and more from Kristin and her experiences. And of course, we'll get to discover if Kristin is actually weird or not. If you enjoyed this episode, please follow, leave a comment, or share it with your favorite curious mind. Until next time, stay curious, stay kind, and definitely stay weird.